Hello, my wonderful people. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk on how to get contract on Letterlux. Do this to get contract on Letterlux or Goodnovel. This is the third part of this video. If you have not watched the first and the second part of this video, you are missing a lot. Use the link on the description space below to watch the videos on the previous ones. Okay, before I get started, have you liked my video? Have you subscribed to my channel? If you have not subscribed to my channel, that means you don't value what I am doing on my channel. All you have to do is for you to support me by subscribing to my channel, liking my video, and hit on the bell notification so that you're not going to miss any of my important videos. Okay, so in today's topic, we are going to be looking at how to write the plot point of your first few chapters. A lot of people have been asking questions. Even someone sent me this that I am about to teach you now, that I should explain it to her. So I want to do a general explanation on how this work in your chapters. So looking at this, the plot is typically driven by the relationship between the two main characters and their journey towards finding love. So the plot should be written around the events and emotions of the male lead and the female lead. Please note that this is not a standardized style, okay? But what I know is that majority of the stories on the websites, that is web novel sites, all of them, they center their journey towards finding love, both in the female lead and male lead. So your story needs to center around the main event and the emotions of the male lead and the female lead. Okay, usually for a book to be eligible for a contract, this is from my observation, it should contain 2 4 plot points per chapter, and a good book should contain 4 to 8 plot points per chapter. Don't panic, I'm going to explain it all. Okay, for example, we are going to be looking at a chapter of a story that has positive emotion, strong positive emotion, negative emotion, strong negative emotion, and stronger negative emotion, making it 5 plot points in a chapter. Okay, this plot point on a chapter will determine how fast your story is. So let's go into detail. The first plot, which is about positive, negative, negative. Okay, looking at your screen, we have that before the male lead found his true mate, the female lead was convinced that she was meant to be with the male lead. That is a positive emotion. The female lead is very happy that the male lead loves her so much. Despite her family's disapproval of her relationship with the male lead, she remained steadfast in her decision. This is a negative emotion. There is a disapproval of her relationship with the male lead, but she still kept on pushing that one day it is going to work between them. That's a negative emotion because the parents or the family of hers didn't support her relationship with the male lead. So she went far as ignoring her parents' objection. So that is a negative, strong, negative emotions. Okay, then the second part, I just want you to, what I'm trying to let you know is what your first few chapters need to look like for you to be able to get contracts. Whenever you are writing your stories, make sure that your first few chapters are being centered on the emotions of the female lead in particular. But for it to be a better option, it's supposed to be centered on the female lead and also on the male lead, okay? But the example I am using now centered it on the what? The female lead and the male lead. So listen carefully. You can also bring your biro and your paper to jot down points, okay? So the second plot point here is positive one. The male lead had always harbored a desire to be intimate with the female lead. So the female lead resolved to give herself to him on the night they visited the nightclub. That's a positive emotion. Okay, this is the second plot point in a chapter. So looking at the third plot point in this chapter, upon their arrival at the nightclub, female lead and the male lead encountered their friends. The male lead's friend, a close friend of the male lead, known for his playboy reputation, had entertaining thoughts about the female lead. This is a negative one. The fourth plot point in that same chapter is in a playful teasing atmosphere, the male lead abruptly pulled away from the female lead upon spotting his destined mate. Without hesitation, he rushed to embrace his mate. This is what we call strong emotions. How just imagine how the female lead is going to feel when the man she loves so much now push her aside for him to go and hug his destined mate. Okay, so let's look at the fifth one. The fifth one is that witnessing male's lead action, the female lead was overcome with shock and disbelief, causing her to lose her rationality and flee the scene. Negative stronger emotions. Okay, so going back to this, you say that this chapter has five plot points. It has the positive emotion, strong positive emotion, negative emotion, strong negative emotion, and stronger negative emotion. This is a very beautiful story outline, okay? So let's analyze this. As you have seen in the chapter, there are what? Five plot points, and all of them are around the female lead and the male lead and can show their emotion, which in whole is constantly down. Okay, let's look at the story pace. Okay, according to the plot point in a chapter, it can classify the story pace as 1 to 2 plot points in a chapter. It is considered to be what? Slow pace. And I believe that a lot of us here have received mail or message from Goodnovel and Letterlux telling us that our story is considered a slow pace. So looking at this, you are going to judge your book by what? Your story have only 1 or 2 plot points in a chapter. So if your story has 1 or 2 plot points in a chapter, it is considered what? A slow pace story, okay? Then if your story has 2 to 4 plot points in a chapter, it is considered a normal pace, okay? Then if it is above 4 plot points in a chapter, it is considered a fast pace, okay? To tell you the truth, a lot of people are fond of writing story that doesn't center on the female lead and the male lead. A lot of website novels, they are not going to accept that kind of novel. With this now, you know that 1 to 2 plot points in a chapter is slow pace. 2 to 4 plot points in a chapter is considered normal pace. Above 4, it is what? Fast pace. So use this pattern to write that to your story, your first few chapters, okay? So I am here to tell you that a book that is more legible for a contract should contain 2 to 4 plot points per chapter, then the one that is being considered should be what? 4 to 8 plot points per chapter. When you are writing this, do not make it to be more faster than for us to understand while reading your story. You have to make use of your sixth sense while writing a fast paced story, okay? Do not rush anyhow. Remember, this is not an absolute standard. It is based on what an editor sent to me, and also a friend of mine asked me to explain this to her. That's why I'm doing this. So it is not the absolute standard for them to accept your story. Remember, story qualities is the most important. A book can be rejected or passed according to what? Comprehensive judgment. There must be a comprehensive judgment for a book to be accepted or rejected. So, if you enjoyed this video, do well to subscribe to my channel and hit up the bell notification so that you're not going to miss any of my important video. Until then, see you in my next video. Bye bye.